Hey friends, welcome back to College Sports Corner. I'm Barry, your host. Uh, Today we're going to go over headlines, news, and we're going to start our conference overview. What we're going to do is we're going to go alphabetically. We're going to start with the AAC, ACC, and Big Ten all today. We're going to do things a little bit different. You can go to any TV show or any magazine, Google, whatever you want to do, and you can see the entire schedule of each team. And I think we pretty much know who plays who and what conference and all that. So what we're going to do today is we're just going to go over the non-conference games of each team because there's a lot of intriguing matchups and a lot of interesting games coming up and all that. So, hey, if you're a big college sports fan like me, tell your friends about this channel, tell your family, friends, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing. And let's get down to business because we got a lot to do today. All right, headlines and news. The ACC, Big Ten, and Pac-12 all announced today that they're going to talk about an alliance they're forming probably in about 7 or 10 days. They're supposed to make a formal announcement and all that. And I guess they're going to tell us what all that entitles to and what's going to go on there. And what happened to the Big 12? The remaining teams are supposed to be part of an alliance with some other conferences, but they didn't mention them, so I don't know what's going on there. This is one of those stories that just makes you shake your head and say, why? I mean, why y'all doing this? But evidently 6 Kentucky players were arrested and charged with first-degree burglary going back to some March 6th incident. They're supposed to be arraigned in court today. I guess that happened. But I got a list of them here. They are offensive lineman Reuben Adams, running back Juton McClain, defensive back Andrew Phillips, receiver Ernest Sanders, safety Vito Tisdale, and defensive back Joe Williams. That's not what they need right now, especially the season fixing to start here in a couple of weeks. You just scratch your head and say, why? I mean, you guys got the world in your hands and you want to do something like this. I don't know. I feel sorry for their parents and their friends, but whatever. Another big story, Nebraska is in trouble with the NCAA. Apparently, they had some consultants and analysts there when they shouldn't have been. Scott Frost supposedly knows about this. I don't know. I guess that'll come out later. And supposedly they moved practice off campus last year or something during all the COVID protocols or whatever. I guess the NCAA will investigate that and we'll see what happens there. Another team that doesn't need that right now, especially Scott Frost. And, Trev Alberts, he didn't want to start off AD with this kind of stuff either. So, anyway. And Georgia, boy, Kirby Smart is working them hard down there in fall practice. 2 more players went down with injury. They are defensive back Tyree Smith and tight end Daryl Washington. So that brings a total of 6 players that have been injured in fall practice. And these last 2, they're saying they might be out for 3 weeks, so that would affect that game against Clemson. So, like I said, Kirby Smart, he's not messing around down there in fall practice this year. Kind of crazy, but that's what happens. All right, so here we go. We're going to start with our conference overviews. We're going to start with the AAC, and then we'll work our way to the ACC and then the Big Ten. All right, American Athletic Conference. Keep my notes here. Cincinnati Bearcats last year went 9-1, 6-0 in conference. They lost to Georgia in the Peach Bowl. They got 14 starters back, 6 on offense, 7 on defense, and the kicker. Their non-conference games include Miami of Ohio, Murray State, Indiana, and Notre Dame. Those last 2, Indiana and Notre Dame, that could be some good games there. All right, Central Florida Knights, 6-4, 5-3 in conference, lost to BYU in the Boca Raton Bowl. 16 starters back, 8 on offense, 6 on defense, kicker and a punter. Their non-conference games include Boise State, could be a good one, Bethune Cookman, Louisville, and Connecticut. SMU Mustangs, 7-3, 4-3 in conference. Their bowl game got canceled. They're supposed to go to the Frisco Bowl, but I guess the COVID ruined that. But the last league title for SMU was the old Southwest Conference in 1984. Well, that was a long time ago. 20 starters back, 10 on offense, 10 on defense, not bad. Non-conference include Abilene Christian, North Texas, Louisiana Tech, and their, what do they call it, the Skillet rival or something like that, the crosstown rival with TCU, Skillet rival or something crazy like that. But that's always a good game. Memphis Tigers 8-3, 5-3 in conference. Won the Montgomery Bowl against Florida Atlantic. 15 starters back, 6 on offense, 9 on defense. Non-conference includes Nicholls State, Arkansas State, Mississippi State, UTSA, and NC State. That's almost half their schedule there. Tulsa Golden Hurricanes 6-3, 6-0 in conference. They lost to Cincinnati in the AAC Championship, and they lost to Mississippi State in the Armed Forces Bowl. They got, 20 starters coming back. 8 on offense, 10 on defense, kicker and a punter. That's not bad for Tulsa. Tulane Green Wave, 6-6, 3-5 in conference. Lost to Nevada in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. But their last title was 1998 in the old Conference USA. I guess that's when Tommy Bowden was the coach and Sean King was quarterback. An interesting fact about that. In 1998, when Tulane went 12-0, the only other 1A, back then they called it 1A, the only other FBS team to go undefeated that year was Tennessee, who went 12-0, and they won the national championship that year. So it's kind of crazy Tulane went 12-0 and didn't have a chance to play for a championship, but that's the way the BCS works, and that's the way the playoff works now. Your non-conference go, ooh, man, right off the bat, Oklahoma. Ooh, man. Now, I wonder if that game's going to be on campus or in the Superdome. Yeah, I live outside of Houston, and when big teams come and play Rice and U of H, they usually don't play them in Rice Stadium or U of H's stadium. They usually play them in the NRG Stadium, so I wonder where that game's going to be. Morgan State, Ole Miss, and UAB. Speaking of hometown, Houston Cougars, 3-5, 3-3 in conference. Lost to Hawaii in the New Mexico Bowl. Well, you can see how COVID really played a part because Houston went 3-5 total, and they still went to a bowl game. That COVID, that was just a crazy year last year, huh? 17 starters, 5 on offense, 10 on defense, kicker and a punter. Non-conference include Texas Tech right off the bat, crosstown with Rice, Grambling, and Connecticut. Temple Owls, 1-6, 1-6, no bowl, which, starters, 7 on offense, 2 on defense, kicker and a punter. Non-conference include Rutgers, Akron, Boston College, and Wagner. Continuing in the AAC, East Carolina Pirates, 3-6, 3-5 in conference. No bowl. Their last conference title was 2009. 20 starters coming back, so that's not too bad. 9 on offense, 10 on defense, and a punter. Non-conference games include Appalachian State. Appalachian State always sneaks up and beats people, so watch out, East Carolina. South Carolina, Marshall, Charleston Southern, and UConn. All right, Navy Midshipmen, 3-7, 3-4 in conference. Starters coming back, 11, 3 on offense, 7 on defense, and the kicker. Non-conference games include Marshall, Air Force, Miami, Notre Dame, Army, and I don't know what that says. When these service academies, the Air Force, Navy, and Army play each other, I never know who to root for, man. I mean, these guys go off and fight for our country. You just wish both teams could win. So, but they have some interesting games. South Florida Bulls, 1-8, 0-7 in conference. Starters, 16 starters coming back, 9 on offense, 5 on defense, and a kicker and a punter. Non-conference games include NC State, Florida, Florida A&M, and BYU. And that is it for your AAC. Now we go to ACC Conference, Atlantic Coast Conference. Clemson Tigers, 10-2, 8-1 in conference. Won the ACC championship game. Lost the college football playoff game to Ohio State. 15 starters coming back. 4 on offense, 9 on defense, the kicker and the punter. I think the big story is, of course, Trevor Lawrence is gone. Last year, those 2 games he was out. Barely beat Boston College. Lost, I think it was the next week they lost to Notre Dame. So it's going to be interesting to see how whatever quarterback that Dabo chooses is going to see if they can get him back on top there. Non-conference games includes Georgia, South Carolina State, Connecticut, and South Carolina. That Georgia game, well, a few weeks ago, the Georgia game, Clemson game looked pretty good, but with all these people getting hurt over there at Georgia, I don't know. It's still good. I'm still going to watch it. It's probably still be a good game. But all right, North Carolina Tar Heels, 8-4, 7-3 in conference, lost to Texas A&M in the Orange Bowl. They haven't won the ACC title since 1980. Wow, I did not know that. Starters back 17, 8 on offense, 7 on defense, kicker and a punter. Non-conference games include Georgia State, Notre Dame, and Wofford. Get a little Wofford going to play. All right. Miami Hurricanes 8-3, 7-2 in conference. Lost to OK State in the Cheez-It Bowl. Their last title was 2003 in the old Big East. 15 starters back, 9 on offense, 5 on defense, punter. Non-conference include Alabama. That's that first game right off the bat. You know, a lot of people are saying that Miami's going to give Alabama a good game. I guess we'll see. Appalachian State. Oh, wow. Michigan State, Central Connecticut, and that's it. Virginia Tech Hokies, 5-6, 5-5 conference, no bowl. The last ACC titles in 2010. 12 starters coming back, 6 on offense, 6 on defense. Non-conference includes Middle Tennessee, West Virginia, Richmond, and Notre Dame. That's not a bad non-conference schedule there. NC State Wolfpack, 8-4, 7-3 in conference. Lost to Kentucky in the Tax Slayer Bowl. The NC State last won a conference title in 1979. Wow, that's a really long time ago. 19 starters back, 8 on offense, 9 on defense, kicker and a punter. Non-conference includes South Florida, Mississippi State, Furman, and Louisiana Tech. All right, Wake Forest, Demon Deacons went 4-5, 3-4 in conference. Lost to Wisconsin in the Duke's Mayo Bowl. You know, all we need is a Hunt's Ketchup Bowl and the Grey Poupon Mustard Bowl. We got a trifecta. They last won the ACC in 2006. Starters 20, 10-0 on offense, 8 on defense, a kicker and a punter. That ain't too bad. Non-conference, Old Dominion, Norfolk State, and Army. Virginia Cavaliers went 5-5, 4-5 in conference. The last title was 1995. You know that. Some of you old schoolers might remember this. But Thursday night game in 1995, Virginia against Florida State. Virginia made that impressive goal line stance and stopped Ward Dunn from scoring, and Virginia went on to win that game. I remember that. It was a pretty dang good game. Starter 16, 9 on offense, 7 on defense. Non-conference includes William & Mary, Illinois, BYU, and Notre Dame. Florida State Seminoles 3-6, 2-6. Wow, boy, that's just, man, remember all those great teams Bobby Bowden had, and even Jimbo Fisher, and now look at Florida State. Those poor guys. 14 starters coming back, 7 on offense, 5 on defense, kicker and a punter. Non-conference includes Notre Dame, Jacksonville State, UMass, and Florida. You know, their non-conference schedule, that's not easy. Notre Dame's good. Jacksonville State's a very good FCS team. And then Florida, you know, Florida's Florida. They're always good every year. UMass, I don't know. You never know. All right, Pitt Panthers, 6-5, 5-5 in conference. The last conference title was in 2010 in the old Big East. Starters back 11, 6 on offense, 4 on defense, and the punter. Non-conference include UMass, Tennessee, Western Michigan, and New Hampshire. Boston College Eagles, 6-5, 5-5 in conference. Last league title was 2004 in the old Big East Conference. Non-conference includes Colgate, UMass, Temple, and Missouri. Louisville Cardinals, or as Lee Corso says, Louisville Cardinals, 4-7, 3-4 in conference, no bowl. 15 starters coming back, 7 on offense, 7 on defense, and the kicker. Non-conference, Ole Miss, Eastern Kentucky, Central Florida, and Kentucky. Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, 3-7, 3-6 in conference, no bowl. Last ACC title, 2009. Starters, 15, 6 on offense, 9 on defense. Non-conference includes Northern Illinois, Kennesaw State, Notre Dame, and then their ending season rivalry with Georgia. Duke Blue Devils, 2-9, 1-9 in conference. No bowl. Their last ACC title was in 1989, and I'm guessing that's when Steve Spurrier was their coach, because I think they won it in 89 and 90. Or was it just 89? I don't remember. I have to go look that up. All right, on the last one, Big Ten. Ohio State Buckeyes, 7-1, 5-0 in conference, won the Big Ten championship, beat Northwestern, and went on to lose to, they won the Sugar Bowl against Clemson in the CFP, and then went on to lose to Bama in the national championship game. 11 starters coming back, 6 on offense, 5 on defense. I think the big question with them is what quarterback is going to replace Justin Fields, and is he going to take them up to their winning ways again this year? Non-conference include Oregon off the bat. That would be a pretty good one. Tulsa and Akron. All right, up next, Wisconsin Badgers. 4-3, 3-3 in conference. Beat Wake Forest in the, what is it? Duke's Mayo Bowl. Oh, yeah, that's right, because we need to get a ketchup one and a Grey Poupon mustard one going. We got to get that trifecta going. We need a lobby for that, people. 17 starters coming back. 7 on offense, 8 on defense, a kicker and a punter. Wisconsin's one of those teams I put in the, what do you call it? The, I don't know, COVID bracket. Them and Penn State and LSU and several others. They had such bad seasons. It wasn't normal football for them. I mean, they had players out. COVID was taking a toll on everything. Coaches were out. So I put them in that bracket that's going to be coming back, I think. It was just a bad, COVID just weird, screwed up everything. Iowa Hawkeyes, 6-2, 6-2 in conference. No bowl, really. What, a 6-2 record? Wow. Last Big Ten titles in 2004. 14 starters coming back. 6 on offense, 7 on defense. The punter. Non-conference includes their rivalry game with Iowa State, which Iowa State, they're really getting good now, so that might be trouble for Iowa. Kent State and Colorado State. Indiana Hoosiers, another team that's made a lot of improvement over the last couple of years. 6-2, 6-1 in conference. Lost to Ole Miss in the Outback Bowl. See, now they went 6-2 also. They went to a bowl. Why didn't Iowa go to 6-2? I don't know. Maybe it got canceled or something. I don't remember. I'm trying to forget last year, but sometimes, sometimes it's hard. Wow, their last Big Ten title, Indiana's, was 1967. I have a feeling they might change that pretty soon because they're starting to be a really good football team. 18 starters back, 8 on offense, 9 on defense, kicker. Non-conference games include Idaho, Cincinnati, Western Kentucky. That Cincinnati game will probably be tough. Penn State, another one I put in that bracket that should improve from the old COVID year. 4-5, 4-5 in conference, no bowl. 17 starters back, 9 on offense, 6 on defense, and the kicker and the punter. Non-conference includes Ball State, Auburn, which I'm really looking forward to that game. Auburn and Penn State ought to be a pretty good game. And Villanova. Villanova may not have a chance. Now, if it was basketball, I think Villanova would probably beat them. All right. Michigan Wolverines, 2-4. 2-4 in conference, no bowl. The last Big Ten title was 2004. I think they split that with Iowa. I forget which one got the edge, but 17 starters, 7 on offense, 9 on defense, and the punter. Non-conference includes Western Michigan, Washington, Northern Illinois. Man, I remember back in early 2000s, I think it's 2002, Washington and Michigan played each other. And that was probably one of the best games of the year. I think they played each other the very first week of the season. And everybody was talking, those two teams, oh, man, they need to play each other every year. And so maybe we'll have a good game like that. We'll see. Northwestern Wildcats, 7-2, 6-2, lost to Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game, beat Auburn in the Citrus Bowl. Northwestern's really starting to improve over the last few years also. Last Big Ten titles in 2000. They got 11 starters coming back, 4 on offense, 5 on defense, and the kicker and the punter. Non-conference, Indiana State, Duke, and Ohio. Northwestern and Duke, boy, that's going to be a battle of the brains, isn't it? Minnesota Golden Gophers. 3-4, 3-4 in conference. That's another one that you can add to the COVID list because they just weren't themselves last year. I think they'll be back to their winning ways this year. Wow, last Big Ten title was in 1967. A lot of people, especially younger people, may not know this, but Minnesota used to be a dominant football team way back when, like in the 40s and 50s. I mean, I think they won like 8 national championships or something. It was crazy, but who knows? Maybe Fleck can get them back to there. 18 starters coming back. 10 on offense, 7 on defense. Not too bad, and a punter. Non-conference includes Miami of Ohio, Colorado, and Bowling Green. Nebraska Cornhuskers, 3-5, 3-5 in conference, no bowl. Their last league titles in 1999 when they were in the old Big 12. 16 starters coming back, 6 on offense, 8 on defense, and the kicker and the punter. Non-conference includes Buffalo, Oklahoma, and Southeast Louisiana. Ooh, Oklahoma and Nebraska, huh? That's a old Big 12, Big 8 rival. Well, maybe Scott Frost can get that thing turned around. We'll see. Purdue Boilermakers, 2-4, 2-4 in conference, no bowl. Last Big Ten title was in 2000. That's when Joe Tiller was coach and Drew Brees took him to the Rose Bowl and lost to Washington. 15 starters coming back, 7 on offense, 7 on defense, punter. Non-conference includes Oregon State, Connecticut, and Notre Dame. Rutgers Scarlet Knights, 3-6, 3-6 in conference, no bowl. 20 starters coming back, 10 on offense, 8 on defense, kicker and the punter. That ain't too bad. We'll see maybe Shoshano can do with that. Non-conference includes Temple, Syracuse, and Delaware. Maryland Terrapins, 2-3, 2-3 in conference, no bowl. Last conference title was the old ACC title in 2001. I think that's under Ralph Region when he was there. I think he took him to the Orange Bowl, Fiesta Bowl. They took him to some big bowl. I forget which one. 17 starters coming back, 7 on offense, 8 on defense, and the kicker and the punter. Non-conference includes West Virginia, Howard, and Kent State. Illinois Fighting Illini, 2-6, 2-6 in conference, no bowl. Last Big Ten title was in 2001. 15 starters coming back, 7 on offense, 6 on defense, kicker and the punter. Non-conference includes UTSA, Virginia, and Charlotte. Michigan State Spartans, 2-5, 2-5 in conference, no bowl. 15 starters coming back, 6 on offense, 7 on defense, the kicker and the punter. Non-conference includes Youngstown State, Miami, Western Kentucky. Youngstown State might be a pretty interesting game. I think Jim Tressel is still there, and he's had a lot of success there. So, hey, that's it for our conference overall. Wasted enough of y'all's time today. This next Tuesday, we're going to be doing Big 12, Conference USA, and the MAC conferences. We're going to do the same thing like we did today, just an overview of the non-conference games, their records, the bowls from last year if they went to one. So, like I said, you can go on TV and see the full schedule of every team that, every show has them on every day. So, anyway, that's it for till Tuesday. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Like I said, tell your friends and family. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a show. And, hey, you guys have a great weekend. Be safe, be careful, and hopefully we'll see you back on Tuesday. All right, take care.